What's up, guys? It's me again, Christian Rodriguez, and today I'm going to talk about how each day your energy is limited, right? And don't waste it on bullshit, right? So there are different ways that I've heard creators say it, right? They'll say manage your fucks, manage your dopamine, protect your energy. They basically all mean the same thing, right? And the reason why I'm talking about this, right, is because your energy is essential for achieving your goals, right? And if you waste it on senseless things, then it's going to sabotage your the progress you're going to make, right? And the thing is, the world is designed to drain your energy or distract you, right? Like especially with social media, right? With TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, NFL football, if you're European, soccer, the Premier League, La Liga, the Champions League, the FIFA World Cup, right? And there's nothing wrong with these things, but it's distraction. It's just a fucking distraction, right? And that's the thing. I said it. The world is full of noise, right? And it's gonna throw you off your game. It's meant to throw you off your game. And the key is, it's not to avoid it all altogether, right? I'm in the U.S. I plan on indulging in the FIFA World Cup this summer, right? I plan on flying back to New York and indulging in the World Cup, right? But I'm not saying avoid all of it. What I am saying is to manage it, right? And learn how to recover fast from it. So like, I'm gonna get, because people might understand what I'm saying, so I'm gonna describe it for you as an example. So right now, I've been focusing on my goals, on my business, right? Mainly my business and my fitness. That's mainly the two things I'm focusing on, right? And sure, there's some other things I'm working on as well, but those are the main things I'm focusing on, right? I haven't been watching NFL football. I don't even have a TV to watch NFL football. If I had a TV, I'd be completely distracted, which is the key reason why I don't have a TV, right? I haven't been keeping up with NBA basketball, right? I know the Knicks, I know they just won the in-season tournament. That's great, but do I really care? Not really, because I haven't been paying attention to it, right? And there's so many things that I could have been paying attention to. I could be paying attention who's playing in the NBA tomorrow. I could be paying attention to who's the number one quarterback who's going to come up in this upcoming year's NFL draft, right? Right? I could be getting constant updates on the wars, global crises, like whatever shit is going on, right? And the thing is, if I'm spending my energy worrying about what's going on in Israel and what's going on in Ukraine and what's going on in Venezuela and maybe what's going on in Myanmar, if I'm worrying about all those little things, then it's just going to pull me, it's just going to overextend me. I'm just going to be focusing on things that aren't going to benefit me, and they're not going to benefit me at all, right? And I have sympathy for those people, but it's not about the sympathy because I don't have the ability to do anything about it. I'm here in Chicago working on my own thing. Like, there's nothing I can do about it, right? Unless I'm going to go out there and do something about it, which I'm not. I don't plan on it. I plan on working on my business, working on me. So I have to put my energy towards that, right? And that's what I talk about, how energy is limited, right? And I don't want to say be that guy, because I hear this on social media too. Like, and yes, I agree. To become successful, you have to do a shit ton of work. I do agree with that, right? Like grinding, you have to grind, you have to work. And, guys will say you have to work 80, 100 hours a week. And I'm sure there's a time that you're going to have to do that, right? To become successful. But at the same time, it's okay to indulge sometimes. Just to let you know that, right? I'm not saying to work 100 hours a week. I'm telling you that it's just save your energy for what really matters, right? And yeah, don't waste it on arguing with people online, right? You don't really want to waste it on little things like that either. Like someone the other day sent me a shit comment telling me they were talking like bad about what I was creating, and the thing is, he basically said that he spent 15 minutes watching my entire video, and I was just like, if you didn't like my video, You didn't need to watch it. You didn't have to waste your time and energy, your resources to pay attention to what I talked about, then write a mean comment. Just X out of it. That's what I do if I don't like the video. But hey, people like to complicate their lives and then justify why. Or waste their energy. You know what I mean? So yeah, so energy is a limited resource, right? You want to treat it like something that's valuable and that's finite, right? You don't need to argue with people. You don't need to try to convince anyone on what you're doing, right? You just don't need to do that. If you've read the 48 Laws of Power, I always reference this book. One of the laws is win through action, never through argument, because a man who's convinced against his will is of the same opinion still, right? So just remember that. So just do what you need to do for your goals, even if it's small. Even if it's a small little action you have to take towards your goals, do that. That's fine, right? Because that's better than doing nothing, or it's better than doing the wrong thing. So focus on what moves the needle each day, right? Even if it's like very small, even if it's very slightly moving the needle, right? That's fine. And the next point I want to come across is you want to distance yourself from drainers, like negative people, right? I always talk about this because this is such an important point to get across to people that I mention it multiple times because it's super important, right? If someone brings drama into your life, right, don't hesitate to distance yourself or just cut them off, right? Depends who they are, right? If it's family, I'm not going to tell you to abandon your family, right? If it's like immediate family, but you might want to create distance. If it's like other people, just cut them off, right? You don't have the time or energy to deal with negativity, right? Or energy vampires, right? And the thing is, like, dealing with energy drainers, they will subtly sabotage your goals or overtly sabotage your goals. Either one. Either way, they will sabotage you and your goals and your energy. So stay away from them, right? And the thing is, low energy days, right? Even on low energy days, which is something I've been having probably more frequently. Maybe it's the winter, maybe it's stress. It could be different things. But even on low energy days, right? I have a habit tracker, right? But even then, I have to narrow it down. Okay, what do I need to do to keep the needle moving, right? For me, it's fitness. It's more than physical. It's mental too. It's very psychological. It's soothing for me. It resets my mind. It gets me ready to do work. So fitness is a very big part of my life, right? And business stuff, that's another habit that I make sure I do. So in this case, it's outreach, right? Like reaching out to business owners, clients. And then the other one is reading, right? Reading, focusing on my mindset, regrounding my mindset, learning from other entrepreneurs, stuff like that. Or just anything that's in the self-development field, right? And the thing is, we're not machines, right? So we're not going to just be able to do every single habit that we want easily just every day, 365 days a year, and you're going to do it nonstop, and you're going to do it with the same frequency and energy. Like, no, of course, we're not machines. We have up days, we have down days, we have neutral days, but that's just how it is to be a human. So you just got to do what you can, even if it's small, as I mentioned before. And the next point is a very key, important one, and that's be ruthless with your time and energy, right? So that's why you need to be ruthless, right? You just need to prioritize yourself. That's really what I mean by that. So if someone asks you, right, hey, let's go out Friday. Let's go out tonight, right? And say you don't want to because you want to focus on getting a business off the ground, right? So you say no. You don't negotiate, you don't try to explain yourself, you don't try to convince them, hey, you just say no. I can't do it, right? If they give you shit for it or they respond with, like some sort of agitation in their voice, don't feel bad for it, because the honest truth, it's their problem, not yours, right? Because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's not their life. It's your life, and you're the architect of your own life. Because think about it, the decisions you make now are the decisions that are going to determine your future self, right? So just remember that. And that's the thing. You have to stop trying to keep the peace with everyone. This goes into the next point, right? A lot of people are terrified of upsetting others, and I get it. It's very uncomfortable. You want to keep the peace. You want to try to be liked by everyone. But the thing is, say you say yes, right? And the thing is, you say yes because you want to keep the peace. But deep down, you feel like you're dying inside. You feel like you're like, oh, I didn't stand for what I stood for. I basically submitted to someone else's wants. And what I say about that is fuck that. Don't do that. Right? If someone gets upset by a decision you make, but that decision is for the betterment of yourself, then they could kick rocks. And the thing is, I bring up this point because you have to accept the fact that you're going to offend some people, right? You're going to offend people. You will. You will offend people. And the thing is, that's not your problem. It's not your problem that they got offended. That's a them problem, right? Because remember, everyone is in it for their own self-interest. So that's really a them problem. And I say this because, say you listen to them, right? You're like, I want to keep the peace, so you listen to them. So you don't work on your business. Maybe you don't go to the gym. You decide to have beers with the boys, right? You do stuff like that. And years down the line, you're still broke, right? You're still struggling. You're unhappy. You're just straight up unhappy with where life took you, right? And the thing is, no one else is going to take responsibility for the life that you have. No one's going to care, right? It's at the end of the day, it's your responsibility, right? So I'd rather just deal with the bullshit up front. If they're going to get mad with me, then that's fine. Then pretending like everything is fine just to keep the same social circle that it was when you guys were in high school or college. Like, seriously. And the thing is, you want to save your energy for what matters, right? So you want to save it for your business, right? You want to save it, or your job. If you're watching this, you have a career, you have a job, you want to save it for that business, whatever goals you have. Maybe you want to save it for fitness, right? You want to save it for, if you do combat sports, maybe. You want to save it for that. You want to save it for skill building. You want to save it for maybe education. You're reading books. You're learning about new topics, a variety of subjects, right? Maybe you want to focus on executing what you learned from those books, or even what you learned from a mentor or something, right? And that's it. That's really it. I appreciate you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to keep creating more content. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe and take care.